begin tonight with breaking news out of West Allis. Two people are in custody after a chase that started in Illinois.
I've referred to this in the past as the Jeremy Ross wind measurer thingamajiggy 6000. Certainly not high tech, but it demonstrates the kind of wind we're seeing out here.
The business was broken into by a bolt cutter. The lock clipped right off. Some call the 60-year-old globetrotter resourceful, brilliant, and rich. Marshals say a millionaire with enough cash. Back up his calls.
And we'll take you right to the activity. You can see over my left shoulder dozens of emergency responder vehicles.
Another letter was sent out, but when it arrived at the new address, Erdman wasn't living there. That's a violation of his parole. I had the feeling that we're like being watched or something, by the way.
Scary.
You will just simply drop the microphone and walk off frame? Still correct?
Yes, you'll be lucky to even see me.
All the parties are pretty much on the same page. I'm apparently making lots of friends out here. Thanks, man. We're live at Summerfest. Jeremy Ross, Fox 6 News.
Our big story at 10, a police department grieving. One of its officers killed in a car crash early this morning. Fond du Lac County investigators say a young boy died after he was hit by a truck in a parking lot. It happened last night in the village of Mount Calvary. Investigators say a 35-year-old man in a pickup was backing up when a 5-year-old boy ran behind the vehicle. The child was run over. He later died at the hospital. The names of the boy and driver are not being released at this time. The investigation is ongoing. One man is in the hospital and another in jail following a shooting overnight in Milwaukee. It happened around midnight near 27th and Burleigh. Officers say a 25-year-old man was shot and is being treated for serious injuries. They say a suspect is in custody. No word on what led to the shooting. Fortifying our own foods. Hundreds raised awareness today for food safety in downtown Milwaukee. This is all part of a global movement called March Against Monsanto. Protesters say the company's genetically engineered foods known as GMOs pose risks to humans. The company is based in St. Louis. In a statement, the corporation maintains they are proud of their efforts to improve farm productivity as well as food quality. New at 10, the winds of controversy over wind turbines. It is causing state lawmakers to weigh the price of efficient energy with public complaints. We've got more on the debate between power and health.
It was a collaboration between Pepsi and the store.
Guess
Nicely
you could call
done.
that pop art.
There you go.
There you go. Well, it was not the roar of thunder you heard this afternoon, just hundreds of Harleys making their way through downtown Milwaukee. This was no joyride, however. They were out to raise money for the families of fallen officers. About 300 riders left the House of Harley, making their way to East Troy. A cops camp for children is located there. Cops stands for concerns of police survivors. We got sports coming up ahead and also one of the most dangerous mic checks you may ever see.
It was the most exciting moment, but it happened off the field. I'll explain when we come back.
Well, the Moose have moved in. Roughly 8,000 members of Moose International, that is. They're in Milwaukee for their annual international convention. Your time is running out to see the Real Pirates exhibit at the Milwaukee Public Museum. See what I did there? That's the pirate talk.
I got it.
I'll end it because we want to keep our viewers here. Pirates are leaving port on Memorial Day. The exhibit tells the story about the crew aboard the Witta. It's a real pirate ship that sank 300 years ago. Features old artifacts from the crew and, of course, some of their loot, or their loot, something like that.
Listen at you.
You know, I feel like I need a parrot, though.
You've been watching Pirates of the Caribbean or something.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not a bad watch.
Yeah.
You know, I actually went to that this morning. Glad I did. Outstanding exhibit. They do talk like that. They talk a lot better than your impression.
I would hope so. Today was the official homecoming for Larry the Log Roller. This was some video when Larry was pretty much, well, rolling nothing. He's the 22 feet 4-inch fiberglass symbol of Wabeno. He was damaged a few months ago after a tree fell on him. Larry was cracked into 3 pieces, fixed up by someone who vacations there. Now he's back on a roll.
Standing tall.
Breaking news anytime, fox6now.com. See you later. The police line stretches across a Northside neighborhood with a murder investigation stretching into the street. First responders made their way to the shooting near 77th and Winfield.
His mom right there.
A victim's family made its way to a quiet corner of the crime scene.
Your goodbyes is now. So lift them up in your prayers.
At least one shot was fired, killing a 16-year-old. The echo of that gunfire felt long after.
I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. You'll be all right. I got you.
Wrapped in shock, Marquis Cotton was wrapped in the embrace of a friend.
Oh,
The loss is overwhelming.
he was like my brother. We are getting it every day.
Words are hard to come by. Cotton's friend was murdered in the area behind a daycare. The playground and field was blocked off by law enforcement as dozens of neighbors watched and wondered what triggered the homicide.
By the grace and mercy of God.
Some believe it was a robbery.
I found out that he got shot, and
But for Cotton, it is simply unbelievable.
it's just crazy how somebody can be here one day and be gone the next.
A crime scene hosting pain
It's over, brother. They gonna get him.
and the hope police will find the person who caused a family's suffering.
It's painful. Sad to lose a friend.
No word this evening from police on why this murder took place. It is unclear if anyone is in custody in connection with the shooting. The flags outside this Milwaukee home are in good shape. We can't say the same for what's inside.
When it rains, it pours.
It's not a steady downpour, but a tireless trickle.
As you can see, drip, drip, drip.
What misses the buckets makes its way to the carpeting and eventually makes an impression on Virgie Rogers.
This has to be dripping from the second floor upstairs.
Inside the headquarters of Veterans Helping Veterans, you'll find the stark contrast of ornate art and tattered tiles, classical furniture, and modern heating needs.
If I was a smoker, I'd say smoke. But I'm not a smoker, so I'm cold.
Broken radiators have sent a chill throughout the house that only 2 weeks ago used to host veteran meetings. Rogers heads up a nonprofit whose mission is to help homeless vets. But during this visit,
Oh boy, I didn't see this.
she's instead on a mission to find the next leak.
Sounds like something's running over here.
Lack of funding and time have taken its toll on this home and on the Women's Army Corps vet who served in Vietnam.
If I wasn't so stubborn, I'd give up, but I can't give up. I'm not a quitter.
The nonprofit has separate housing for veterans.
That one is worse.
That structure is boarded up and in need of greater repairs. It's been vacant for about 2 years, but once sheltered up to about 50 people at a time, with hundreds helped over the last 2 decades with Rogers' tough love.
Vets, they call you Mother Teresa. I say, come on, guys. I'm anything but Mother Teresa. You act up and watch out for me.
Now she's trying to keep her head and her nonprofit above water.
We're at a standstill.
The organization is asking anyone out there who might be part of a skilled trade, perhaps a plumber, maybe even a roofer, if you'd like to donate labor or some of your efforts, to give them a call. Once again, visit our website. It's fox6now.com. There are the games. The sounds and sights surrounding the holiday suds.
It's the green beer that did me in.
Thousands hit the Water Street bars.
A lot of people drinking a lot of alcohol with fine Irish music in the background.
Everyone is so nice on St. Patty's Day.
If only that were true.
People have too much to drink and become argumentative, and we have assaults.
Really, come on, dude. Why don't you keep walking there, boss? Why don't you keep walking?
Let's go.
You take care of him tonight, all right?
People have too much to drink and drive, and they're dangerous.
Milwaukee police count their numbers in a roll call as some try to count their alcohol intake.
It keeps going.
If they had a little bit too much to drink, we're gonna make sure they get into a cab.
Taxi cabs. I promise you, I would never drive.
Appreciate it.
Policing the pavement, you'll find Officer David Gransart as he finds one violation
Can't be walking around with a beer in your hand, though.
after another.
You know you can't walk around with that, right? Why don't you do me a favor? Go ahead and pour that out right there.
You're not allowed to drink alcohol on Milwaukee sidewalks.
So hopefully it's a deterrent effect that people look left and look right and see some blue and decide to moderate the green.
If you're not doing anything wrong, you should have nothing against the police.
On bikes and on the lookout. Law enforcement hoping this holiday is marked by festivities rather than felonies.
Happy St. Patty's Day!
All we're trying to do is just keep people safe.
The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says for the average weekend, they make 11 drunk driving arrests. They say last year during St. Patrick's Day, that number was 77. In between the stretch of road connecting Rome and Sullivan, Wisconsin, thousands assemble.
Look at the big fish.
I got some nice looking floats today. You're going to enjoy it.
They watch and witness something in between madness and genius.
What is that?
Lunacy and laughter.
Somebody got run over or something. Who cares?
Anarchy and artistry.
It's not a normal parade.
If you consider Dan Boss an artist,
It's showtime.
then his paintbrush is his bobcat.
Faster, slower. Now you might have to just lower it a hair once it gets up 4 or 5 feet. Back her up.
If you'd call Boss a sculptor,
Looks nice.
then he's welding or melding machinery
Killer.
into a not-so-perfect piece ready to roll out on display.
PVC pipe that's all haggard. A Batmobile car.
Double-decker school bus, huh?
Oh yeah, I forgot there's a pontoon boat on top too.
Welcome aboard the maiden voyage of the Big Johnson. Welcome to the 2011 Junk Parade.
It's amazing how much junk people have.
Something you don't see very often.
There are dozens of floats, each with a theme.
This is Junk Vegas.
Welcome to Junk Vegas.
Formed from a calamity of clutter, cocktail of adrenaline, engineering, and alcohol.
There's a little bit of beer involved always.
A mix of machismo, mechanized machinery, and did we mention alcohol?
A lot of alcohol, mostly alcohol.
We'd like to tell you this display is dedicated to the responsibility of recycling, but
It's about being irresponsible.
It's just about having fun.
It's the most fun we have all year. That's how boring life is around here.
but the community gets a return on their refuse.
It's a good way to raise some money.
Funds collected here go to the Sullivan Area Chamber of Commerce and local first responders.
Oh, look at this.
And firefighters are about to earn that cash as a Ford F-150 disguised as a big mouth bass catches fire.
A fatality?
Bass is gutted,
Casualty.
but this fish gets hooked on a line and towed away fine. Success is sometimes measured in merely getting to the end of the parade.
I'm a betting man and I have confidence in my junk.
To make it to the finish line. If we cross there safely, we'll be fine.
But it's a junk parade. You never know what they'll do.
Redefining the phrase art is what you make of it. Proving one man's trash is another man's pleasure.
Looks almost beautiful.
Jeremy Ross, Fox 6 News.